the snap, and the ball is free.
Okay, next question.
I'm a horse football coach right now.
You know, it got shoved up, shoved it up. It got shoved, right?
What's up, Spartans fans, and welcome to episode 63 of the Spartan Savants podcast. Got the whole crew here, Nikki and Trav, and of course, your boy Willie. It's getting close. I mean, we are Michigan State football next week. Like, it's just right around the corner. I know everyone's excited. How are we doing, fellas?
Man, like you said, right around the corner. It's all exciting for now.
Yeah. Yes. Well, the hope is still alive. Nikki.
You got to cherish the moment, but it's true. I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my balls. I get it
In your loins.
Coming. The Spartans are back.
Percolating. Yeah.
Spartan season.
Yes. So today's show, we're going to get into a few things. We'll talk about the scrimmage, kind of recap camp and where everything stands. Obviously, next week will be a very heavy Western Michigan preview. What we'll talk about are reasons for optimism, reasons for concern. We'll maybe talk about Michigan a little bit. We'll see how it's going. Miss the Vis is back, and we'll do some picks.
Been a while. Yeah.
Yeah, it has been. I'm really trying to step my game up this year for Miss the Vis.
This one might get ugly.
I hope I can keep coming through. That's
this one might get ugly. I'm going to be honest.
Some of them have gotten kind of nasty. Yeah,
You gotta have a nasty one every now and then.
I don't like it. I'm smart, I swear.
Well, we know that. Before we get into our show this week, we are going to try a new bit this year, Savant of the Week. Could be a player, could be one of our loyal fans, could be one of us, could be a coach. We'll see how it goes. It might evolve over time. But for this week, we do want to give a shout out to Joey Clarkson, who apparently is doing PR for the Spartan Savants now. And it was a huge help in us getting Matt Sheehan on last week, who we so appreciated his time. But we wanted to give a shout out to Joey Clarkson. Congrats on the first ever Savant of the Week. We really appreciate you tuning in and taking over the PR for us every now and then.
We salute you.
Yes, we do. And again, thanks to Matt Sheehan. That was great. If you get a chance, if you haven't listened to it yet, go check out that episode from last week. And, of course, check him out on the daily Locked On Spartans podcast. All right, let's get into the topics for this week. Scrimmage, I believe, was last Saturday. Was it Saturday?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was one week Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday.
So there's been some lots that, you know, I think Smith did a press conference, and you've kind of gotten little leaks from people who are tuned into the program and can get that information. I wrote down a lot of notes. I don't know if I'll get through all of them, but I guess let's start out with Trev. What caught your eye on what you've been hearing? What did you find interesting, concerning, hopeful?
I mean, I'll save the concerning part for later when we talk about concerns, but I'll say the one thing that really caught my eye was how much they were talking about how much those two running backs improved. Like we've been talking about all offseason. We haven't really heard much about what's going on there. With Sheehan last week, that was one of the groups we pointed out that we don't really know what's going on, what we have. And we're a little concerned about, just what we had going on there, and the fact that two guys that are in their second year in their program, two guys that were pretty good recruits in high school, but a little underrated for where they were. Injuries, different positions, playing out of position kind of played into that a couple times. So we don't really know what we have, but it was good to hear that those guys stepped up. And this offense, well, I mean, obviously it's a different offensive system than most MSU teams have had, but historically, when MSU is good, they have good running backs in the backfield.
Yeah, I think it's always nice to hear that someone is separating themselves. It's good to see two guys that at this point are homegrown stepping up.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I don't want Tal Tolliver to be good, but I think we had high hopes for Tulis and Frazier when they came in. The running game, I'm hoping to step up this year. It really should with the offensive line, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But I think that was encouraging to me as well. Like, it's just good to hear that someone's taking it, and you want those two guys to turn out to be good.
Especially
Nicky,
Smith's first class. Yeah, it was Smith's first recruiting class. Plus, you've been hearing all offseason about the wide receivers and not much about any other position group on offense. So it was good to hear something like that.
Yeah, Nicky, what caught your eye?
Well, yeah, obviously, as you were saying, the running backs situation, because it did really feel like every week there was someone new. But I also think I did see that Justin Dennison stood out. It seems like Martinez might. Oh, actually, I don't even know if you're supposed to talk about it, but I guess people aren't sure if Martinez will play in the first game due to a potential just kind of strain or something. So it seems like Dennison is holding his own weight there, and they say that Jonathan Smith did say that the red zone execution was much better this week than last week, which, I mean, that was like the big thing last year. Really, the past few years, it seems like. If we could just convert, even just not mess up half the time, we would have won probably 2 more games. So,
Generally, some very good stuff about the offense coming from there. Yeah.
Yep, sounded like it. I read the pod on the offense or the red zone as well. It sounded like the this scrimmage went to the offense, or the first scrimmage went to the defense. One thing I made note of is that from a couple things I've read and I've heard, it sounds like we may want to temper the expectations on the offensive line a bit. I think it's going to be, from what I'm hearing or what I read, it's improved, which is a nice step forward, but it's still not quite maybe where Smith and the other coaches would want it to be, or comparatively to their best O-lines at Oregon State. He did mention that, it's a work in progress. It sounds like Rammel's primarily at left tackle, and then you have Lepo, Moore, and Young on the right side, kind of mixing it up there. Maybe getting some reps at left tackle behind Rammel. And then were the other guys, Carter, Phillips, Johnson, Brocious in the mix for the guard spots. He said 8 to 9 guys between the two, to the first and second team, which is nice. I mean, that's depth I feel like we probably haven't had in a while. But it did sound like, from just a couple of sources that I've read or listened to on podcasts, that it may still be a work in progress. He also mentioned that the defense got after the pass rusher surprisingly to me. He said the defense got after the pass rusher pretty well. But they're still working on some. They're still looking for someone to stand out and emerge there. But they did create some pressure off the edge for some sacks, which I thought was encouraging, because that's someone I really have circled as a concern. We talk about that later. Let me see here.
When I read that, I just thought, I couldn't help thinking, is it defensive line improving, or is it the offensive line?
Yeah, you never know.
That's one of those things.
Yeah. It sounds like Smith was impressed with the depth at defensive tackle and linebacker. Sam Edwards, I guess, had a red zone interception. I've not heard that name before, but a name that I have heard.
He's been a special teams guy.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Pretzloff had a couple tackles for losses, which is good to hear. I guess Aiden Childs had like a 50-yard touchdown run, I read. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
I mean, I don't really know how that works when you're tackling the quarterback, but that's pretty sick.
Nobody touched him.
Yeah.
Couldn't grab his flags.
Nobody touched him. Hey, they weren't allowed to.
Yeah. And one huge positive, no new injuries.
Yeah. Also, Alessio Milivojevic.
Yeah.
Might want to learn the name. I probably butchered that completely, but
I think you're close.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem pretty happy
QB
with
controversy.
So yeah. I mean, the way that Childs plays, it's not crazy to think he could miss a game. Not that I'm hoping for that, but I mean, if we have a solid backup, that's comforting at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, Derek Simmons on the defensive line. They sounds like he is kind of forcing the coach's hand a little bit and going to find a way to have a role on this defense. I don't know if that's an every down
True
kind of guy,
freshman.
but sounds like he's making some waves as well.
I saw Aiden West too.
Mhm.
I believe he stood out as well. He said he made some plays, but and
Sounds
also
like
every time they talk about the receiver, it's another person. Like, oh yeah, this guy.
I know.
Yeah.
Like this week it was is it Bullard or Ballard?
Bullard, yeah.
I guess he had the most explosive touchdown catch according to Courtney Hawkins.
Wonder how they measure that.
Right, yeah.
Like,
I mean, it could have been a big play, or I don't know.
yeah.
Sounds like Marsh and Kelly are kind of sharpied in at 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
And that third receiver spot really still open. McCray, Collier, Bullard. I haven't seen much of any of them to know, like, you know, I think the competition's good though, right? Like, I think people had high hopes for McCray. So if, you know, those other guys are pushing him, I think that's good to hear.
Yeah, from what I can tell, it seems like it was more those were going to be the big three: McCray, Kelly, and Marsh, and everyone just freaking out about Kelly all off season.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just seems like the other guys are way ahead of schedule. I mean, everyone who talks about it, the way they're talking about this receiver room is kind of how they talked about Kenneth Walker before the season. They're just like, this guy, like, these guys are legit.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I'm getting my hopes up for no reason, but like, they cannot shut up about him. Even like every coach.
I mean, what's crazy about that is you look at the roster and, you know, Alante Brown was our number 3 or 4 receiver the past couple of years. He's still on the team and nobody's mentioning him. That's how much better the receivers have gotten.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think that's huge. I was listening to our friend Matt Sheehan, and he said that, and going back to Childs, from what he was hearing, Childs was confident and exciting. Obviously, I don't think it's a surprise to anybody, but
no.
I just think Childs is poised for such a breakout year. I like all signs, like second year as a starter. The playbook is more open now. There's more plays. He has way more weapons at receiver. The offensive line is
better.
Yeah. The coaching, he's got his coach that they brought over from Oregon State that seems to be working very well. I mean, all signs just point to a breakout season for him. And I mean, I just can't wait. I just can't wait to watch. Like, we just haven't had a quarterback that's been like electric like that. Maybe since I've been a Spartan fan. I mean, Connor Cook was great quarterback, but did not have the ability that Childs has.
Not a dual threat guy. He could run the ball if you needed him to, but he wasn't the guy that was. When he was scrambling, he was looking to throw the ball. He wasn't looking to take off.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. Did you guys hear anything about the cornerback spot? Sounds like Eaton.
Yeah, Eaton. I think Eaton, and apparently one of the guys from Wisconsin, like Lafayette and Atulu, he's one of the edges. Apparently, like, he's younger, but like the coaches are all saying, like, yeah, he like has to play. Like, we brought him in to develop, but he just has to play. So I don't know if that means a bad thing for the edges or if he's just really good.
Yeah, it's either all our edges suck or this guy's a beast.
Yeah, you never know until
toe
hits the leather. Yeah. Sounds like the second cornerback spot, Chance Rucker has a slight edge there. Velling, I did not realize was in a walking boot until
he's back.
They said he's going to be back for the first game, but
I thought they said he was out of the boot. Yeah,
he practiced a bit at the scrimmage, so he's working his way back.
Yeah, I saw that he would be. It's just what I read was that he'd be ready for week
That's
1.
Another deep position, though. Should be
not overly concerning, but that's a guy I would just love to see get going. Like,
get back to what he was at Oregon State.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him have a big season, go to the NFL. I mean, that's what we want. We want our guys.
This is his last year, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Get like drafted really well though. Like,
Yeah.
I want to see
I
Spartans
got what you meant.
and not as the highlight reel for a really good QB like Michael Penix Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Let's see. Have we missed anything else? I think we covered all my stuff. You guys got anything else? Nikki, you're deep on the message boards. I just been reading like M Live and Free Press.
Oh, I think they just basically. Oh, I guess if you guys want to talk about the one of the big takeaways from the scrimmage is kicking. Hey.
Yeah, that's what I avoided talking about. I was about to say.
Did I see that both kickers are injured?
Yeah. Hey, why do we have two kickers who are injured?
Hey, we found Bryce Behringer in the dorms, so maybe it's not that big a deal.
There's got to be someone on campus that can kick a field goal with tens of thousands of people.
Go over to the soccer field. That's somebody on the soccer team.
Seriously, I mean, that's a really scary thought. I mean, especially a team that was not good in the red zone and not good on fourth down. It's a triple whammy.
Jonathan Kim was one of our biggest weapons the past couple of years.
Literally.
Now we might not be able to make an extra point.
That's scary.
The guy we have kicking right now was a backup at Davenport.
Nice.
And I don't think he ever played.
Yeah.
So
that's great.
But he's probably pretty good.
Pull up the kickers here. Yeah. Blake Sislow is the current kicker. That's the only one that's not injured.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, the Connington, one of the hurt kickers, was supposed to be one of the best kickers in the country when we recruited him or whatever. But
yeah,
we've seen that one before.
You will wait and see on that.
Does not work out often.
Sounds like sweaty palms.
Sounds like Jack Stone.
Oh.
Hey. Yeah. Anything else in the scrimmage?
I think we pretty much covered everything.
Yeah, I heard I was listening to Graham Couch today, and he had a sit down with John Smith that he's gonna have a column come out tomorrow. I'll be pretty interested to see how that goes, or how that reads. I think Graham Couch is a great writer. I think he's does a very nice job. All right, reasons for optimism. Nikki, I'll start with you.
Well, I mean, the number one thing for me is that just year two in the system, we're turning a lot of people, which we were not good last year. So I can see why that would be a red flag. But you could there were times last year, especially in the first half of the season, where you could kind of see the vision. And I feel like with just another year getting the roster, right, getting more buy-in. I mean, there's been so much talk about buy-in this year. Who knows? It could all just be crap, but it seems pretty genuine what they're talking about. And just, you got to coach. We came in to be a developmental program. We have Coach M, who's one of the best O-line assistants in the country. And I feel like it just all goes through him. So you just gotta trust the process. And I really think the year two, it just feels like with all the things we have, if it all just clicks, we could really sneak up on some people.
Yeah, I'm with you. I kind of like coming under the radar. I feel like there's a fresh batch of disrespect. Kind of got the chip back on the shoulder a little bit. Travis, what about you?
Yeah. I like that we're the hunters, not the hunted now. It's a lot of fun. But kind of going off of that, it's another year of Aiden Childs in the system. That should be big reason for optimism. The way he was building towards a good finish till last season, and then you bring in Boyer, the new quarterback coach, to help him out. From all accounts, he's been improving since that came in. You see all these throws that he's making. I mean, obviously, social media teams going to try to hype the team up as much as they can, but they're still incredibly impressive throws. And then just overall, we're deeper at key spots. We talked about the receiver position earlier. We kind of mentioned at the tight ends, even though that group hasn't really changed much, it's still deep. We talked about how there's better offensive linemen, a little bit better on the D line. Still, linebacker room, as we haven't talked about, is still probably one of the best rooms on the team. And then we brought in some guys to compete in the secondary. So, I mean, I think it's just overall better depth, which is something that, builds the team into competing at the Big Ten.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think you guys pretty much hit on all my notes. I've talked about Childs a lot already. I think the weapons in the second year is just such a big deal. A couple other ones that I had talked about the chip back on the shoulder, kind of coming under the radar. Trev, you just talked about the offensive line and the offense in general. Second year with the coaches, I think it's a full recruiting period. It's a full spring camp, full fall camp. Not that they didn't have that last year, but I think the first year, Jonathan Smith still getting his footing a little bit. I think the second year with the coaches, like I said, offensively, the playbook has got to be a little more open, a little more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like just more, like flexible in the play calling. Everyone should have a better understanding, on how the play should be executed and everything. Joe Rossi is a guy that I think very highly of as a defensive coordinator. I think he will be handcuffed a little bit in terms of talent, and not to get into the concerns yet, but I think that he is a good defensive coordinator, and I think that that's another reason for optimism for me. And the last thing I put, schedule. I mean, they don't have to play Ohio State or Oregon. They get Penn State and Michigan at home. So I do think they have some tough road games. They don't play the two best teams in the Big Ten, in my opinion. So I think the schedule lends itself to a year where they could surprise some people. But in terms of optimism, I don't think there's anything really bigger than that. I mean, take all the things that we talked about, and then you put in a schedule where they don't have to play Ohio State, they don't have to play Oregon. This could be a big year. I think the path to a 9-win season is certainly there. I think we'll have to do some things that are not expected. Like people will have to overperform, but I don't think it's crazy to think it could happen.
Agree.
Sure.
Okay, now for the concerns. The fun part. Nikki, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I mean, if he's watched the last 3 years, this is year two This is year two. We're expecting everything to get better, but what if these guys just aren't that good? Then it could get ugly pretty fast. Yeah, I mean, again, you see where some of these players are coming from. Not to get too into the weeds of where, because that might be a little Miss the Vis coming up. But they're coming from Davenport and just schools that you've never heard of. They're not really coming. We just don't have a very talented team in some areas. Going to be just a lot of gym class heroes, try hard, which I love. That can work sometimes, but the board is not totally stacked in our favor that way.
Yeah, on paper, it's not a team that's going to wow anybody. Certain positions, I think, but I think there's other positions where you're not going to be too impressed, especially for those national writers. Travis?
Yeah. Well, first off, I thought of another reason for optimism real quick. This coaching staff does not seem to be afraid to pull somebody off the field that isn't performing. So
Agreed.
There could be a lot of, even under D'Antonio, he was sometimes guilty of putting too many of the older guys out there when younger guys were better and could have been putting out there. So you could see some of those young guys jumping in and contributing right away. In terms of concerns, we kind of hit on what my biggest one was earlier, which was the kicking game. It's
concerning.
That bad. It's we went into it. We have 3 kickers on the roster. One of them I don't think was on the roster earlier this offseason. None of them have kicked in a Division I football game. Tarek might have once or twice. but it's pretty brutal out there. You're a week away and you have no idea who your kicker is. You have multiple kickers, then you have none. In this case, we have none and we have none. So,
all right, lining up the extra point unit. Hey, where the hell's the kicker?
Yeah, they're going for 2 again.
And we're waving up. We're waving up to the hospital in Iowa, and they're 3 kickers.
The drop off from going to Jonathan Kim, who basically once we got past the 50, we were almost in range. To now, it's like okay, now we literally don't know who can make a field goal. Yeah, for me, it's the defense as a whole. I first of all, I'm so scarred. Nikki, you mentioned have you watched the past 3 years? I'm so scarred for the defensive backs performance the past 3 years. I mean, it's hard. You could tell me all the beat writers and everyone could be saying the defensive backs look so good, and I still would not be buying in. So when I hear there's still question marks, that just notches up my concern level. The pass rush again, I'm concerned about that. I'm hearing nice things, and that's great, but I need to see it. I mean, that stretch without a sack last year was brutal, and it's not like they brought anyone in that is a total game changer at that position, to my knowledge. Obviously I'm not sitting and watching the practices, but I like Jalen Thompson, and I think this is a year that he could take a step forward, but that's just one guy. So that is a concern. And then, I think the linebackers, I feel good there. So really it's just the defensive line and the defensive backs. Like if you can't put pressure on the quarterback, that's going to put a lot of stress on the defensive backs. And if they're not good, then, we could see some serious problems.
Yeah. I mean, and we kind of need to make sure we have a linebacker that can cover too. Watching Cal Halliday drop into coverage the past 3 years is scarring.
Yeah. Yes. We'll see what happens there. I think the running backs, as happy as I am to hear that 2 have emerged, that just means that they're the best that we have. I think that there's talent, but in both of them, especially like from what you read from the recruiting sites and everything. So I think there's an excitement level to see what they have, but also there's not a ton of experience there, which I do think, it's nice to have Todd Tolliver, who is a guy that has a lot of experience, obviously not in the Big Ten. But, that's just we'll see what happens. But I'd be lying if I'd say it was a concern. Having said that, I think having the weapons in the passing game helps that out a lot, right? That could diminish some of the weaknesses in the running game. If defenses are having to defend against the pass, could open up the running game a little bit, and hopefully, help those guys have a good season. Because I miss the years of good running games. I mean, how many times on 4th and 1 have we not been able to pick up a first down? And that's another thing.
Lost count. Yeah.
The only team in the world that can't do the tush push. Like,
oh my gosh,
it's
like
the one time they tried it was pathetic too.
It's just, honestly, that's something I can't fucking deal with again. Like the 4th and 1, like you got to pick that up. Like, look, I know they're not going to get every single one, but if it's like FAU week 1, like we got to pick up the first down. Like this is a yard.
Well, I mean, they tried the tush push the one time with a 180-pound quarterback and wide receivers pushing them. Like, come on.
Yeah, let's try and do it the right way. But yeah, then I think the last thing I have concerns, I think the road games, while they're like I mentioned, we have Michigan and Penn State at home. That's great. The toughest opponents are at home. But there's some tough road games. I mean, USC early on, Iowa later in the season. It's going to be at night. Nebraska, Indiana. It's not an easy road schedule. I think they'll win some, and they'll lose some. I don't know, what it's gonna look like late in the year, but that USC game I think is a big one. I think that could really set the tone, but we'll see. Obviously health is always a concern too in East Lansing. But yeah, I don't know. It's like it's like the teams when you look at on the road, it's like, okay, we could beat them, but
That's no road game.
I mean,
Make
after
it
the
all
past 3
throughout.
years, I don't think we can necessarily say that like we're guaranteed to beat anyone besides like those first couple games. So we'll see. I think as easy as the schedule is, there are some concerning games, and like we've seen this team snowball, and it's like if it gets bad again, I just hope the leadership is better this year to keep the trains on the tracks. And that, like that our early loss on the road to USC does not kill the season. It might be disappointing, but like,
it's nice that there's a bye after that too.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is true. Yeah, absolutely. Anything else we missed? I mean, I think we touched on them all. I mean, probably could go on about concerns all day if I'm being honest, because the more I talk about one concern, then I bring up another concern, and then I think of another concern.
Yeah. Again, this is such a prove-it team. Like,
Yeah,
really, everything is a concern unless you have faith.
right. Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
It's
Father
true.
Nick.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, Tyler could also just not be good. I think he's going to be really good, but he
Mhm.
could also just not be good. And
Yeah.
that we're not really taking a next step. And I mean, then
Yeah, that'd be bad.
we're done. Like,
Yeah.
Host.
One of the things I just thought of, not related to concerns, going back to that Graham Couch article, he hinted that John Smith mentioned that he was talking about the Michigan game, and he started talking about how the arrogance. He was talking about that sucker, and he just was. I guess he said something related to like the arrogance of that team. Just really just got him going, and I was like, finally, this is what I've been waiting for. Like, you could see the dark side. He's turning to the dark side, and that hate is just building in him.
It's gonna explode.
I
can't wait. I hope he runs up the score if we're putting a beating on him this year.
Absolutely.
That would, yeah.
I have a take. This
let
is
me hear it.
could Michigan
popcorn right
getting away with cheating have been the best thing to happen to MSU? Because that could have just really lit a fire. Like,
I think so. I mean, yeah, probably. Like, I know the fan base is pissed. I hope the players feel as angry.
and the Michigan players are the full arrogant. Like, they're in full arrogant mode now. They're in like they're just getting interviewed and then randomly like, oh, little bro, we're gonna beat their ass. Like, just out of nowhere, and like they take their belt off. Like, I mean, these guys are just begging to get beat.
Yeah,
they have no other mode when they're talking to the press. I mean,
this might be a crazy thing to say. I don't know. We might have to edit it out, but I compare their arrogance, like them getting away, basically a slap on the wrist and a financial issue that will be no problem for them, and then appealing the decision is like OJ getting away with murder and then writing a book called If I Did It. Like the arrogance of appealing the decision when you got nothing. They gave you nothing. Your coach gets to coach. He gets suspended for 2 games that you picked, and then a game next year
in Germany.
He didn't want to go to anyway.
Western, yeah.
I mean, a $20 million, $30 million fine is nothing to that university.
True.
The whole thing, I don't want to go too deep down the path, but the article or the report says that like the level of cheating was so egregious, and then it says it required a play or a postseason ban, but we don't want to punish the players that are there now that weren't on the team. So we're going to try and put a number together that would equate to a postseason ban financially. The whole thing is just absurd. It basically called them some of the worst cheaters of all time, but we can't really do anything about it. And we're not going to do anything about it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
There are
teams
teams
that
that
the current players. Oh, if only there was a certain thing that could have players leave the school.
Yeah, right.
I mean, there are teams that have done much less and gotten worse penalties, and that's just ridiculous. And I mean, we were all listening to Valeni on 97.1 that day, and I don't remember who they had on with him, but he was like, "Oh, I'm celebrating because I'm a Michigan fan and we got away with cheating." I'm like,
Yeah.
it's.
I mean, they did. They did.
They did. That's what I'm saying. That he's 100% right, and it's beyond ridiculous.
I'm so happy that they're aggrieved. Like,
what else were you expecting?
I'm so happy that they're appealing it. Just because, like, if they were just like, "All right, you got us," and moved on, that'd be so lame. But I love how much of assholes they are. Like, it's just so beautiful.
Deny, right?
And the way,
like, it's just okay. He said we cheated. That's really mean.
Yeah.
Oh, put that away.
The report said that they had no interest in following the rules. Compliance was the enemy. Like, what the heck?
Hey, that's Jim Harbaugh for you.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, when I'm with you, Nikki, I love that. Honestly, it makes it so much more fun that they're going to fight it when, like, the report was like, these are the biggest cheaters maybe of all time. But the fact that they're fighting it it puts such a smile to my face because, like, they are exactly who you think they are. Like, every bad thing we say about them is 100% true.
I mean, they're arrogant. They think they're above the law.
Yeah,
and they're lying to the NCAA's face. And then when the hammer, lack of a hammer, but still technically a hammer, comes down, they're like, "No, we didn't do it. But we're not taking this."
They're telling the NCAA that they're interpreting their own rules incorrectly.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, so we'll see how that goes. Wouldn't it be funny if there was something, if they appeal it, they could just make it worse? Like,
oh, yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I don't think they can, but
I don't think they can either.
Would be funny.
Yeah. Honestly, they're probably appealing it so that they can get the fine down from 30 million or whatever to 20 million or 15 million, save a couple bucks. I can't imagine there's anyone that really truly believes that they should have gotten a lesser penalty. I mean, obviously there are people, but they're not serious. But like I said to you guys over the text, like, as upset as I am, like, I can honestly say I truly think that punishment was so weak, and I think the NCAA is gutless. I will still sleep easier at night knowing that it is in writing and well known that Jim Harbaugh is one of the biggest cheaters in college football history, maybe in all sports, and is one of the most punished coaches of all time. Yeah. And he's like a 13-year show cause. Like, that's insane.
Well, that's what's crazy about that is with Sharon Moore, he's got a show cause for 2 years now, but he's still employed. Like, what? Yeah. That's not a penalty. It's just.
You know what also, what gets me going is when the Michigan people will say, like, it says there's no evidence of us cheating. Well, it literally says that they couldn't just figure out how much of a competitive advantage it caused because the evidence was destroyed.
Yeah.
Connor Stallion threw his phone into a pond. Like, what do you mean? Like, there's no evidence. It was destroyed.
He called it dirty film. Like, hey, coach, you want to see my dirty film? This is totally legal.
He called the people that were working with him the KGB.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man.
You have to laugh at a certain point.
What's crazy is there's fans out there that are just like, well, everybody's just pissed off that Connor was doing better than everyone else. I'm like,
yeah,
sure.
That's
fine.
Not everybody else is the KGB working for their football program.
No.
It's
okay. We have to move on. I'm gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
Did you have something else, Nikki? Because I'll allow it.
No.
You gotta move on. What if you have something to say?
I think Miss the Vis.
Oh,
all right. So the return of Miss the Vis. This is revenge.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Got some music.
it's Miss the Vis.
All right, pop quiz for the Vis. So, a little test of our players. I have 7 of our transfers who I think are going to make an impact this year, and you're going to have to guess what school they came from.
Okay. I'm a little rusty on that, so we'll see how this goes.
And then after, as a bonus round, I got 3 players that left last year and where they went.
Okay.
Nice.
So first off, easy, Omari Kelly.
That was Middle Tennessee, correct?
Correct.
Last one? Yeah.
Yep.
I know he was in the SEC before that, but most recent.
Auburn, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Krishan McCray.
What's that? Kent State?
That's right.
Yeah.
Grady Kelly.
Florida State.
That's right. Willie helped get him. Matt Golden, the captain.
Believe he's a Smith holdover from Oregon State. No?
Wake
Thought
Forest.
this was. Oh, okay.
That was Luka Vincic, you're thinking of.
Okay. I knew we pulled somebody in from there. Yeah.
So 3-1. Evan Boyd.
Central
Yep.
Michigan. Yeah.
Elijah Tau Tolliver.
That would be Cam Scadaboo's first alma mater of Sacramento State.
That's right. And finally, David Santiago.
I don't even know who that is. I don't even remember that name.
Well, this might be a tough one.
Was he the Texas Tech guy?
No, that's he's Air Force.
Air Force, okay.
And now, so 5-2. That's actually not bad. And the 3 out, Glover, Jerron Glover.
Oh, we just talked about this. Is he at East Carolina?
Mississippi State.
Oh, we talked. Yeah, okay. We talked about how he was a backup, and I couldn't remember where we said he was.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's in the SEC. That's why.
And then Isaiah Johnson.
I don't remember. I don't.
He's playing for Bill Belichick at University of North Carolina.
Okay.
And then Chuck Brantley.
Miami.
That's right. The portals. The man who loved the portal.
He really did love the portal, man. Not a bad show in there.
Yeah. Not
5 for 7.
not something I've brushed up on recently.
Yeah, and I mean, knowing where our players went is like, who cares? Like where our old players
Once they're gone.
went to. So you're good.
All right. You guys ready for first week of the picks? Week 0?
We're doing picks.
Let's do
Let's
it.
go.
All right. Not a whole ton to choose from. I'll say that. There's 4 pretty meh games and then 1 good game.
Yeah.
So I saved the best game for last, but first one is Idaho State at UNLV. UNLV is favored by a whopping 26.5. Travis, you first.
I'll go UNLV. I kind of want to. Yeah, I'll go UNLV. I kind of want to go the other way on the spread, but no.
Is Ricky White still at UNLV?
No,
He did not have any eligibility.
No,
Did he
I
get drafted?
believe he was on the. I believe he signed undrafted with the Seahawks.
Gotcha. Nikki?
I mean, no Ricky White, no UNLV. I'm going the other school.
Idaho
Idaho
State.
And the only thing that makes me pause on that is that Idaho State is an FCS team.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm gonna go with UNLV. As well with you, Trav. All right, a little better game here. Fresno State travels to Kansas to take on Lance Leipold and the Jayhawks. Kansas favored by 13 in this one. Travis?
It's kind of high, but I'm going to go with the Jayhawks.
All right. Nikki?
They have the same QB as they had the last 2 years, right? At Kansas?
Yes.
I'm gonna go
Kansas
Kansas.
Daniels is there still, yeah.
He got hurt last year, if I recall.
He did,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
I, too, will go with Kansas. All right, next one, a big one. formerly of the Pac-12, now in the ACC. Apparently better than Michigan State this year. Stanford travels to the Big Island to take on the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Hawaii favored by 2.5.
I wasn't expecting Hawaii to be favored, but I feel like that's kind of a difficult travel situation. Plus, their Stanford hasn't been very good, and they kind of went to a last minute coach this year with Frank Reich. So I'm going to go Hawaii.
I'm also going to go Hawaii, but just because I'm butthurt about them being ranked higher than us in that one ranking.
Yeah, okay. I hear you guys there. Travis, you make a great point about the coach, and Nikki, you make also a good point. But if they're better than us, then they should be able to cover this spread. I'm going to go with Stanford with the points.
So you're saying they're better than us?
Hey, I'm just going off with that
RJ Young.
RJ Young. I mean, that guy must know his stuff. Okay, probably two other teams that might have been ranked ahead of us. Sam Houston State travels to Western Kentucky to take on the Hilltoppers. Hilltoppers favored by 10 in this one.
I'm going to go Sam Houston State just because I've done too many favorites so far.
I'm going to do Western Kentucky because Bailey Zappi was on there a few years ago, and he was kind of good.
All right. I like that. I'm going to go with Western Kentucky as well. Join you there, Nikki. Sorry, let me just mark that down. Okay, the big one, the big kahuna, the Aer Lingus College Football Classic in Ireland. Number 22.
Also Pop-Tarts.
Yes, there you go. Is it the two teams that played in the Pop-Tarts Bowl last year?
It's the previous two winners of the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
Oh, previous two winners.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. I knew there was a tie in there. Okay. Number 22, the Ohio State Cyclones will take on the 17th ranked Kansas State Wildcats. I think that's what they are, right? Wildcats?
Yeah. Yeah.
Travis? Oh, I'm sorry. Kansas State favored by 3.
I am big on Iowa State this year. I'm going to go Iowa State.
Well, I'm going to go Kansas State.
How dare you?
I like that Kansas State quarterback. Really athletic, great runner. Not convinced on the passing ability yet.
Mm-hmm.
Also, some big upsets in this game. Last year, Florida State got taken down by Georgia Tech. And I honestly don't remember what the ones before that were. I think Nebraska Northwestern played over there. Nebraska won that one. And then Frost got fired. So I'm going to take Iowa State. I like Iowa State. I'm with you, Trev. I think Campbell's a good coach. So I'll take it. That is it for week 0. Obviously, we'll have more next week, but that will do it for the picks this week. Anything else before we wrap up, fellas?
I think we hit everything.
I think we're good. Congrats to the new captains, Aiden Childs, Jordan Hall, Matt Golbin, Sam Edwards, and someone else.
Yes, good group of guys. Good group of guys. Childs, second year in a row as captain. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's his team. I'd like to see that. But with that, we will see you guys next week. We'll obviously be previewing the Western Michigan game. Get into it Friday night. Sorry, right around the corner. We'll do some predictions. Not sure if it'll be Big Ten over under total wins. If we'll do conference winners, we'll talk about Heisman stuff as well. But that'll be an action-packed show. Obviously, shout out to the College Huddle. We appreciate them letting us be the Michigan State representative for them. And obviously, like, subscribe, follow wherever you can. We really appreciate it. But for that, YouTube as well. Check us out there if you like the visual aspect of the show. But for that, I will sign us off here for Nikki and Trav. Go green.
Go white.